All right. I'm going to try not to make this one too Fed posty. I'm going to try not to. Like I say, I know that I've done a few videos that are just straight up Fed posting. I do realize that. So I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying. But, so I will say this is I think in general, peaceful protests, uh, number one, I'm too old to be out there protesting, you know? The thing is, if you had any real power, you wouldn't need to protest. You would just simply, make a couple calls and say, yeah, get rid of that person, you know? And you can go ahead and fill in the blanks on what I mean by that. But that's the whole thing. With these peaceful protests, people arguing for hours and whatnot, and, going up and down the street, hey, hey, ho, ho, and all that. No, that's just LARP, man. It's something for people to laugh at. That's all that it's for people that are either, neats that are living at home, people like me right now. Now I am officially a neat, because now I already got my college degree. It's in the mail. It doesn't mean anything, but still, anyway. The point is that it's for people like me to laugh at when I see it on, like News to Share or something like that, right? It's something for people to laugh at and also just get ready for, because when they see these protests occurring, they're going to start getting more violent. They are. I mean, we've seen what's going on, what has happened in Colombia right now. Cops are coming out there shooting folks. They're rolling the tanks in and all this. We've seen cops dress up in or wearing civilian clothes and coming out strapped, just dumping mags on folks. We've seen it, right? We've seen people, we've seen them dumping mags on folks. So it's like, yeah, it's going to get ugly. It's just right now in this country, we don't have the cojones to go that far. We don't. We don't. We saw Mayor Durkin, of course, last summer, of course, pussyfoot around and all this shit over Mud Chaz, right? And say, well, yeah, it's a peaceful protest. They're not doing anything bad. And then, of course, once they started to protest outside of her house, then she was like, fuck that. No, we're shutting this down. Now, of course, by that point, it was pretty much over with, especially after the fact that a black kid had been killed by the Chaz security forces, which, of course, security, I say that word loosely, but yeah, the security forces shot a black kid. And, of course, everyone was like, yeah, they killed a fascist. Oh, and then they found it was a black kid. They're like, oh, delete, 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 delete. We saw that on Twitter, right? They're like, yeah, they killed a fascist. Whoop, delete. And then they didn't want to talk about it. Or they let, someone die. I mean, who knows if he could have been saved or not. I'm trying to be good faith here, but I don't know, man. Like I say, I could never completely go down the path that a lot of these goobers go down, where it's just like, yeah, we're going to try to protest and everything else like that. And, we're going to put on our little LARP outfits and whatnot, or we're going to have our little snakes to... I just don't think peaceful protest works. I think it's something that, yeah, maybe you get some people on your side and maybe some people will. But for the most part, that doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. Once again, bring it back to Colombia. There's another time in Colombia where you had the rise of Pablo Escobar and the Medellin cartel, right? And what happened? Did they protest and did they? No. They just blew people up. They just blew up people in their cars. Judges that were going to get people arrested, they just blew them up. And they, openly were running in the streets shooting folks. So yeah, no, man. Like I said, that's all I have to say. That no, man. Go ahead and keep on doing shit like that, but it's like until you go to that next level, which I think a lot of people are afraid to, there's basically a lot of fear. There's fear on the government's part of going too far, but there's also fear in the so-called resistance eyes of should they go farther. like I say, we're still in the LARP stage. We're still in the whole, should we just go out and protest and, scream obscenities at the police and say, fuck you. And, your mama shouldn't have gave birth to you and all this type of shit. It's like that's still the level where it's at. You're still at taunting. You're still at the talk shit and taunt level. Are people willing to go to the next level? And of course, a lot of folks are online are scared. I'm not that scared because it's like, well, if you're going to bust me, you're going to bust me. But it's like, are you willing to go to that next level? And of course, you'll see Paul Moore, and of course, talk about the IRA and say, well, it was wrong for them to throw their bombs and all that. That wasn't good. But it's like, come on, man. They did what they had to do. Fuck you, nigga. Are you Irish or what? I mean, we saw in that clip yesterday. Let me see if I can find it again here. See, is it this one? I'm trying to think now. Is it this one? No. Okay. I think I can switch it here, and it's not going to cause me too much trouble. Yeah, it's still going. Okay, it's still going. I just can't do it when it's in the middle. Okay, so I have to go to this one. Yeah, okay. I'll go ahead and play this. Why not? Actually, no. I'm not going to do that. But I will keep it on this for now. But I don't know. I just think peaceful protesting only goes so far. And other methods are required. And I remember that there was a time when a lot of the lefties, of course, this has all died down now, but there was a diversity of tactics. That term kept coming up a lot of these places. Diversity of tactics. We need a diversity of tactics. And of course, nowadays it's like, whew, that's all gone now. Where's it going to go from here? You got me. But yeah, I've touched on the Fed posting. Like I say, if Fed posting was like a little river, or like I've dipped my toe in it, but now I've tried to dry my toe off, and now I've ran off from the point. But yeah, y'all get what I'm trying to say. I will say, of course, once again, though, free Palestine and resist Zionism as much as you can. Inshallah, you will get victory. And see you later, and goodbye.